Never tell which side to switch by looking at the thing.
I know.
Blue Jean Ronnie, LA trader, seamstress for the band. Welcome to Respectfully Podcast, a capsule episode. Boo! We're bringing Ronnie
I need
here
the sound machine.
to yell at her about Ronnie, dear producer, Slickback Studios, fucking mainstay, and the woman after our own hearts, famously a lesbian, is leaving us to go to Sin City to die of a schizophrenic episode.
No.
Nice. And we're happy for you or whatever.
You all right over there? Jesus.
Yeah. Lizzy's very upset. Lizzy's not handling this well.
I'm throwing a temper tantrum.
And
Get it together, please.
yeah, we're gonna burn the studio to the ground.
This really is me doing my best.
Yeah, and I guess we're happy for you or whatever. But
yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
Whatever.
but quick question: why are you leaving us, Ronnie?
Yeah. Is it personal?
Explain
No.
yourself.
What did we do wrong?
Yeah,
What could we have done better to make you stay?
I share my fucking gay writing with you, and you leave me a week later. Do you know how
It
vulnerable
was
that
definitely
was?
your gay writing.
I
It
know.
was the gay writing.
God
She was
damn
like,
it.
I'm
Gotta
gay,
go.
but this is crazy.
I can't look you in the eye after you did this.
Oh my God, that reminds me of, remember we knew a girl who was so annoying to a guy she was fucking, then he moved to LA?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
That's us.
Wow.
We're that girl.
He was like, I have to go.
to be crazy.
His whole life was here.
To be crazy enough to get someone to go to the other coastline is kind of iconic.
One time I
but-
walked by a bagel shop they were in right before he moved, and she was talking, and he was sitting like this.
Oh,
his
Jesus.
hands
Poor
on his
guy.
face.
Poor guy.
Yeah. No, she was a terrorist, and
That's awesome. That's
Yeah.
so cool.
conceptually I stand, but this woman really was a terrible person.
It's so cool to be like, I guess I just simply must move as far away as
Right.
possible. Not even like Austin or Chicago.
No. He went to
Amazing.
Canada and he died in the
Amazing.
woods alone.
Yeah.
Which is what'll happen to you, you fucking
know.
traitor.
Yeah.
So tell us about your move, Ronnie. What happened? What's the plan?
Yeah. What's the plan is
Yeah.
a great question.
Yeah.
People keep asking me that, and I'm like, like, I don't actually really know quite yet. But
Yeah, that's kind of a mean question.
I know.
Especially when you're in your early 20s
Right.
and someone's like, what's the plan? It's like, what do you fucking mean?
you know what
There
people
is
keep
no plan,
asking
yeah.
me too. They're like, "Oh, where are you living?" I'm like, "I don't know."
Well, that you should figure
That-
out.
yeah, that actually-
that one I'm going to say is on you.
but it's
Scoff at that.
I know you're not going right away, but you should. If like people think you're moving next week, it's reasonable to think you would know.
I guess
I don't know,
true.
man. I'm just gonna figure it out.
Right.
I mean, I did that when I moved here. Like,
Yeah.
I moved here when I was 18 and I didn't have a place to live. And everyone was like, where are you going to live? And I was like, I know people.
The
Yeah,
wind.
that's kind
And
of
then
my
I just had to
vibe.
like fuck losers so I could sleep in their beds.
And shout out to it.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
some LA lesbians who are about to be led on by our manic pixie dream girl
No.
over here.
I would never.
No,
The LA lesbians are a different breed.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Oh my god, because half of them are like TikTok famous.
You're right.
So.
And you have no social media.
Oh my
so
God,
they'll
are you
going to
be one of those cringe, those cringe lesbian TikTok couples?
I know.
Absolutely not.
That
are just like their whole brand is like bragging on their relationship and like
Yes.
how good it is, and then they have to make a video where they're like, we have decided to go separate.
Yeah, but we will remain friends.
Yes.
And then-
Tig Notaro
And
coded.
then 2 weeks later, one of them is dating someone else, and it's like, okay, so
Yes.
you did this.
Yes. One of them's
You've done this, and
transitioned.
you had to keep your brand strong, so you found a new one.
Yeah. I also don't like talking about being cringe right now because Ronnie selected the lamest hat. A hat that I bought at Buffalo Exchange when I was experimenting with being a corny bitch.
Hey, people don't need to know that you bought that for real.
Yeah.
It could be for the podcast.
Yeah, you
Well,
can keep that a secret.
So everyone knows all these hats I kind of bought for real, and that's part of who I am. So anyways,
One time you wore this one to an open mic.
I know.
And I was
This
like,
one?
I wore the
this
beret
one.
to an open
And I was like, I mean,
Oh,
you're,
no.
Yeah.
I mean, you
That's
are
even worse.
asking for it.
Yeah, I know. I was.
A room full of comedians?
I also came back from Palm Springs once wearing like a full ombre sweater outfit. And you were like, it's New York.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Take it off.
I was like, vacation's over, babe.
I know.
You
No,
can't wear resort wear to a dive bar in Bushwick.
it was a rude awakening. So anyways, Ronnie, well, you're going to
Ronnie,
the
you
coast.
should buy resort wear.
Yeah, buy resort wear.
I was just thinking that. I'm like, what's gonna happen to my rat boy Bushwick
You're gonna start
style?
wearing
Yeah.
you're gonna wear a lot of cream.
I didn't even think of that.
Yeah.
Ugh.
You're a rat
I mean, there are
bitch.
Bushwick rat boys in LA
I know,
for sure,
yeah.
but
For sure.
it would be funny if you went full like coastal grandma aesthetic and you bought like a beige cardigan.
I can kind of see you doing that. I
Yeah.
can see that being a
That's
a
also a
lateral LA
powerful
move.
brand of lesbian.
Yes.
It is. Yeah.
Beige.
Yeah.
the
The Martha
lesbians.
Stewart lesbianism.
Yeah, the Prada loafers.
the Prada loafers.
I know one of these.
The little gold hoops.
Yeah.
God.
I know one of these. She's married. She has a kid. Her family's richer than God. And I'm like, you're
Yeah.
the most powerful lesbian I've ever, except for you, Ronnie.
Right.
This woman is one of the most powerful lesbians
Blowout
I've ever.
curtain bangs.
Ugh,
Yeah.
I love
mean,
it.
power bitch core.
Yeah. Because
So-
I'm like, your life must be nice.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
The best way to trick people into thinking you have money is to buy a beige cardigan.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. That's
all
a
you
hack
have to
from
do.
us.
Yeah, that's what I'll do with the $300 I have moving to Los Angeles.
Yeah.
I'll buy a beige
Well,
cardigan.
thrift one. Spend like $40.
Right.
Keep the rest.
Right. So, what's the reasoning for you leaving us in the streets like dogs?
You know, it's a lot of
Yeah.
things.
Mike's.
I
Do you know? Okay, I'm gonna
Mike is
interrupt.
heartbroken.
I know.
Do you know how emotional Mike's gonna be for the next year?
No, I'm sorry.
I don't know about a year because Ronnie is still going to kind of be a part of this.
And
I
don't
know.
act like it'll be the
but-
same.
Yeah.
It won't be the same,
Yeah.
but I mean, yeah, this has been difficult. And I mean, the only thing that I think is kind of helping me keep together is that this still isn't the last day. I mean, you have a thing happening next week that I'll see you off at before you like get out of here. But yeah, it's tough. This is one of the longest positive relationships I think I've ever had in my life. Honestly.
I know.
And it's
I
it's the closest thing that when people ask me like what the relationship is, I always say that Ronnie is like my protege or my
Yeah.
apprentice.
Yeah.
you
he
know?
loves
Like,
to also call me his daughter.
Yeah.
which I
At
don't really
times.
like.
Interesting.
I just
yeah,
say
I don't view you that way at all.
I just say that it kind of feels like you're leaving the nest. And
Yes.
it feels kind of like when if you have a kid and they go
Yeah.
off and do their thing, start their life.
But doesn't
That's
that mean
kinda-
you did a good job raising
Yeah.
her?
Yeah, oh, totally. But
Yeah.
like I said, it's a sad thing to just see somebody that I have a lot of trust in
Yeah.
and a lot of love for. It's a good thing. I'm proud of you. And
Oh my
I'm
God.
Really.
Oh my
on
god.
the anniversary of my dad's fucking death.
Oh my god.
This is about
am.
me.
I'm really proud of Ronnie, and I'm really
Thanks, Mike.
excited, and I know that you're going to crush it in LA. It's just sad to see you kind of not be a part of this the way that you are now, but obviously, I have total faith in you that you're going to kill it, and I'm happy
Thank
for
you.
you.
You're not going. You have to move back to New York. You're gonna fail and come back here.
I'll be back.
Don't say that.
I know. I do think I was watching a clip of Ronnie and Mike. Congrats on deleting the dating apps, babe.
Thanks.
I'm proud of you.
Oh, that's huge.
And
Yeah.
Mike admitted that he has been paying for them.
I didn't know that was a weird thing.
no,
to bring
it's
up.
not weird.
It's
Okay.
Mike,
yeah.
I'm on your side with this one. It's not weird.
Thank you,
I
Lizzy.
paid for them because if you pay for them, you can see who likes you.
Right.
Yes.
And then you can only
Narrow
look
it
at
down.
that.
Right.
You don't have to spend hours on there.
And I
Thank
think
you.
Mike, correct.
Thank you.
all right.
And
Thank
you know
you.
I'm never on your
Yeah,
side.
yeah.
I finally swung Lizzy.
Lizzie's a swing state.
I genuinely think the apps are built to not show you people you'd be interested in unless
yeah,
you pay for
for
them.
sure.
Yeah, they keep them behind the paywall.
They've gotten more and more that way. I think they used to be a little less, but yeah, they're definitely just like a corporate
Yeah.
money making machine. But like watching Ronnie be like, Mike, you
Yeah.
pay for the dating apps. I was like, oh, they care about each other.
Aw.
Yeah.
100%. I feel that way. I think that
My
Ronnie feels that
boy.
way. Yeah.
You don't want your boy out there spending money to be loved.
No.
He deserves love. So again, why are you going to LA? What's the plan? Why not? What's the plan? But what's the reasoning for it?
Yeah, it kind of a lot of things. This was inevitable. Like I was always when my current lease was up, my plan was to go to LA. Because I don't know. I used to
Could have
live
brought
there.
that up whenever, by the
Yeah,
way.
yeah. Could have.
You could have told us 6 months ago.
Well,
that
you
that was
know,
the
yeah.
plan.
I had some time. I had until
Could have stopped us from falling in love.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
could have not grown attached to you. I wouldn't have named you.
I wouldn't have given you pet names.
I wouldn't have named you if I knew we'd have to give you back.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, it was. I was always gonna go, and because I love it out there, and I wanted to live there. In my
it out.
That's interesting to me.
Yeah.
I mean, I like
Because you're
gun
not
to my
annoying.
head.
Yeah. Or stupid.
Well,
Or
You know what it
stupid.
is about LA? It's the
Are you having
nature.
a manic episode?
No.
Okay.
I know, but I have asked myself that.
Yeah.
I have gone and be like,
And that's good.
That's good.
yeah,
That's
I gotta have a
gross.
check-in every now.
It's
and then.
like, when you first get sober and before you make any big decisions, that you have to talk to another alcoholic.
Yes.
You should have to talk to other bipolar people.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, and I
Or
have-
actually, maybe specifically other people who aren't bipolar.
Right.
Be
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
Am I
correct.
having a manic
Correct,
episode?
Yeah. When I first told my therapist, like I came into the session and I think I was like obviously scared to tell her because I was like, she's gonna think I'm losing it.
Can I relate to this more than anything? in
And
the
literally,
world?
she looks at me and just like raises an eyebrow, and I was like, no,
No, you like, I mean, I don't know where I'm gonna live or what I'm gonna do, but I thought about it.
don't worry.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah. So basically, just this was the plan all along, and then
Because you want to be in film.
yeah, I want to be in
As
film,
your
and
long
I
game.
really like. I don't know. I love New York so much, but the thing I love about LA is California, is the West Coast, and like being on the beach and going hiking and like
Can't relate.
Stupid.
just drive
lame.
up to like Big Sur if you want to.
Yeah, she gives you all like the bullshit reasons that people are like,
Yeah,
it's
the
just the
sun,
weather and the vibe.
Listen, the sun killed my dad, so
Yeah.
I'm staying in New York.
Yeah, this is kind of a triggering dad thing for all of us
Yeah.
involved.
Yeah.
Do you know that movies are becoming obsolete and that content creation is the future and you should stay here to become a famous content creator? Have
And
you
that's-
considered that?
Precisely why I'm going.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Change
there's
it
no
from the
shortage.
inside.
There's
Yeah.
no shortage of content creation.
Yeah,
I'm
I
saying.
know.
From the inside.
Yeah.
Ronnie inside
She's
job.
she's a
Yeah.
sleeper cell for
Yeah.
the film industry.
Are you going to be a studio head? Are you going to be a corrupt studio
I
head?
don't know. We'll see.
That would be kind of cool.
That'd be really cool.
In a
Yeah.
couple years.
And could you get us jobs?
Can
if
you get
do
one of
that?
those buttons in your desk where you lock the door and make people
Oh,
yeah.
The Matt Lauer button.
The Matt
Oh my
Lauer
God.
That'd be so
Oh.
funny. They're building you an office and you go, I want the Matt Lauer.
Yes.
Get
But it's
me
like,
the Matt
yeah,
Lauer.
it's
yeah.
like so I can hit my vape in peace.
Yeah, or it's
Yeah.
like because I have abandonment issues and now
Right.
nobody can leave me.
Yeah.
Door's locked.
Love it. Let's all get
Door's locked.
let's
You're
all
my
get
friend now.
Matt Lauers for our apartment. Yeah, well, sexually harassing women as a woman, it's
Right.
breaking some.
Someone's
sort of
gotta do it
sign,
first.
yeah, right?
Someone's got to be the first.
You have friends out there, right?
I
as
do,
well,
yeah. And I'm
okay.
moving there with my best
Bestie.
friend.
Yeah.
With my bestie who's
That's
from there. So, but,
Yeah, that's fine. That's fair.
That's totally
Kind of
fine.
thought we were your best
Yeah,
friends,
okay,
but that's okay. I guess we're just work friends.
Yeah. Just something over the water cooler, even though I thought it was kind of a
Acquaintances.
spiritual.
Kind of really opened up. But
Yeah.
I'm sensing some hostility.
Yeah. Do you? So I ask a question on people's birthdays. It's so
and this
annoying.
is basically Ronnie's birthday
It's my-
slash
yeah.
funeral.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Right.
So your New York City funeral, essentially.
Yeah, yeah.
So for your entirety of your New York City experience, highlight, low light, or bottom, as us in certain programs like to call it.
If you say working here,
Yeah.
No, I would never.
Lesson learned
Okay.
and what you hope for in the future,
Okay.
besides moving back to New York and leaving all
Right.
that behind.
Okay. Highlight, I would say probably just I've lived here since 2019, but I feel like in the last
Interesting
like,
time to move.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. In the last 3 years, I feel like I've really everyone I've met in New York, I'm like, okay, these are my
Lifetime
my people.
friends.
These are my
Yeah.
lifelong homies.
Yeah,
So I would say that's
You know what friends don't do? They don't abandon other friends.
I know.
Sorry, keep
For
going.
the beach?
Yeah.
I mean, geez
Yeah.
Louise.
I like you, but I like hiking more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm from Canada,
God, for
Ronnie.
going for a walk
I
in the
love
woods?
trees. I've been in this shithole for 17 years. All right, continue.
Yeah, so I would say the friends that I've made,
Yeah.
and all, you guys included, just everyone I've met. Over
Thank
the
you for
last couple
specifically
years.
saying that.
yeah.
Yeah, that I would say that's my highlight.
Uh-huh.
My low,
Mhm.
probably being probably being in like limerence for a year.
Yeah,
Like,
I knew it was gonna be something like that. I
A
mean,
year-
the worst.
A year of my New York life just spent like
Being
heartbreak
down,
after heartbreak.
Being down bad in New York City is a uniquely humiliating
Yeah.
Terrible.
experience.
Yeah.
So I would say that's probably been the worst thing.
Also in New York, people who are in love are so publicly in love.
Yeah.
Because you're like
Oh,
on
yeah.
the train with them or like what, and it's like when you're in that state, it feels like it's everyone but you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And you're like, I'm gonna, and it's also like a famously romantic city.
Yeah.
And you're like, I am gonna take a little dive into the East River.
Yeah.
No, I wish someone would have like shot me in the head.
I know.
Yeah.
I
You see
know.
people at a cute cafe and you're like, oh, wouldn't that be nice?
Yeah.
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 Tough.
What were the other two?
Lesson learned.
Lesson learned.
And
okay.
what you would like for the future.
Okay, I'll answer what I would like for the future first. What I would like for the future is to go to LA, become rich and successful, and
Slay.
then come back
Yeah.
to New York.
Yeah.
That's
That's a good plan.
I feel like I'm treating this as like I'm taking a little vacation.
You're doing
Yeah.
a work sabbatical.
College.
Yeah.
taking a
Ronnie's
little
gone to
sabbatical.
college.
Gap year.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
taking a
Yeah.
gap year.
Have you considered that we might be dead by the time you come back?
That could always
That
happen.
could always happen.
I want you to know that could always
No,
happen.
'cause that's my fear. That's
Yeah.
my like deepest fear.
Don't you
is
know
that
I'm-
if I leave, they're gonna die.
Don't you
So-
know I know that inherently because you and I have similar
I mean,
brain
I've
chemistry?
almost fallen 3 times since we started recording.
Ronnie, we can't
Are
be
we
left to our own
starting?
devices. Yeah.
I know.
No, that's not
okay.
gonna happen.
Lesson learned. That's a good question.
Thank you.
Honestly. And right. Yes.
I cope with humor.
Yeah, no, it's fine. I ask hardball introspective questions. Lizzie makes fart
I make
noises.
funny faces and
Yeah.
fart noises.
Yeah.
I think lesson learned, and I'm like, this is so like gay and corny, but it's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah,
I
let's
think
do
it's like
it.
like trust your gut.
Yeah.
Trust your gut.
A
Yeah.
good one.
If you feel something, like if you, because I'll use a relationship as an example where it's like, if you get into a relationship with someone and like beforehand you kind of are like,
yeah.
and then you're just
Yeah.
like, whatever. Like 9 out of 10 times that little like,
Yeah.
yeah.
like that was accurate.
Yeah.
So I think like learning to just listen to that little voice
and
like,
in
telling you
in,
something is wrong.
in business and
Yeah.
all things. Yeah.
All things,
Yeah.
friendships, work, like everything. I feel
Yeah.
like that's what New York has taught me.
Have you ever considered that everyone will disappoint you every step of the way? Have you thought about that?
Mike just nodding.
I agree.
Yeah, yeah. Have you
Sure
ever considered
have.
people you thought you trust the most will betray you and it'll hurt the most?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
girl, story of my life.
Yeah. I mean, I do think that is a young person's lesson. And also, if you don't learn it now, you really are stepping in dog doo-doo for the rest
Right.
of your life. So,
yeah.
it's
Well,
a
I mean,
valuable
that's
thing.
the thing too. I feel like a big part of learning that lesson is like meeting people in New York who are older than me, and I'm like, oh, you haven't figured that
yeah.
out
You're
yet.
scared straight.
Also, like
Yeah.
the real truth of the matter is everybody in your life will disappoint you until they don't.
Exactly.
And then you'll be
Yeah.
like, oh, okay.
Guilty
These are the
until
right people.
proven
yeah,
wrong.
yeah.
yeah.
As my late father said, everyone's full of shit until they write the check. So take that schizophrenia with you.
Yeah, that's not what I meant.
Yeah. And again, two wolves, two different wolves.
I mean, it makes perfect sense to me.
Yeah.
Words to live by.
Yeah, we're all offering different perspectives to you as a young man.
Ronnie,
growing
what
up
we're
in New
asking you is how much money would it take for us to keep you?
Yeah.
Honestly, not that much.
Probably
like
Not
$500.
that, literally.
Yeah.
$500 and like a cigarette.
Yeah,
I'm
Respectfully,
here.
listeners, let's start a GoFundMe. It's not too late.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So interesting. So, what are your highlights of the Respectfully time? Do you have any moments that you remember being like, I love these women and I'll
Yeah,
never
tell us how much you like
abandon?
us.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember the first time that I recorded with you guys,
Mm,
and I was
Yeah.
so scared.
really?
Yeah, I was scared.
Nice.
It was cool.
Oh, I have a confession. I thought I wasn't going to like you
Ah.
because Mike mentioned how you guys met. And it
Is this
was
before you were in the room with her,
Yes.
though? Okay,
Yeah.
got it.
No, yeah, this was before I ever even
Oh.
saw you or talked
You
to
heard
you.
I.
So you were
worked at
picturing,
Becky's.
you were
Yeah.
picturing
And
a clean girl.
I was
Yeah.
picturing a clean girl
Yeah.
aesthetic.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
Yeah.
marketing is
Yeah.
my, like,
Yeah.
I went to school for advertising, sorority,
Like
kind
an
of like
LA girl, maybe?
Yeah, maybe like, well, kind of like East Coast money doesn't
Yeah.
really.
Maybe from Maryland.
maybe from Maryland, maybe
Yeah.
from like
I don't know, Connecticut.
Connecticut. Yeah, more of like
Yeah.
but like a true Connecticut.
Yeah.
Like a true like balayage Connecticut.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh God, and you know, I'm like famously not a girl's girl.
Mhm.
So I was like, there's gonna be like some fucking bitch in here that I have to know. And that sucks. And then
Bitch I have to know.
yeah. But then we met you and I was like, oh, perfect.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
like immediately you were like, I'm a lesbian. And I was like, okay.
Ronnie, now let's be clear.
This is gonna work.
pivotal moment in the relationship. Ronnie did not admit to being a lesbian.
Right.
I outed Ronnie by accident.
Andrea made the hairs back on my neck stand up.
Yes,
But it was
don't do that.
I became an HR liability by being
Yeah.
like, "You look fucking gay," and she's
Yeah.
like, "Well, actually,
Yeah.
You made like I think you were doing the like Ronnie's a lesbian
Ronnie,
intro, and I was
Yeah.
like giggling, and then
lesbian.
I don't know how it went, but I think you just looked over at me and you were like, "Wait," and I was like,
Yeah.
you guys."
I mean, I looked at you and I was like, that's a gay woman
Right.
if I ever saw one.
yeah."
and that's fair.
I was
Yeah.
being an HR liability, as
Yeah.
I tend to be, as is my dynamic in this group. All right, so sorry I interrupted. What was you were scared of us?
I was
Lizzy
scared.
was ready to hate
I was
you.
scared because I was like, "You guys are cool. You
It's
look
funny that you were
cool."
scared and I was ready to hate you.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was like
inkling.
scared of like the mean girls, and we're like,
Yeah.
what? We're famously
I get that a
so
lot.
nice.
Yeah, but I mean, I think it's just like I think that, and this is a me problem, but I'm just like anytime I meet a woman, I'm scared.
As you
Bingo,
should
brother.
be, yeah.
Same here.
Yeah, so
Actually, you know what?
naturally.
I'm the opposite. Every time I meet a man, I'm scared, and
Yeah,
every
well,
time I
that
meet a
too.
woman, I'm like, let me take care of you. Let
Yeah.
me bring you into my breasts and breastfeed you.
Love that.
Can I breastfeed you before you go? Yes or yes?
Talk about an HR nightmare.
Yeah. Mike,
I
you
think
good with that?
Yeah, I mean, at this point,
Yeah.
do I have a say in the matter?
Yeah, no.
I think when I meet a man, I'm like I'm scared for my life.
Yeah,
and
sure.
then when I meet a woman, I'm like
I'm scared for my heart.
Yeah.
Like me.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. I do
Yeah.
deeply
Exactly.
need to be respected and loved by other women.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Especially ones
Yeah.
I consider cool. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I need a female validation like more than I need to breathe.
Like if there was a guy in here that we didn't like, it'd be one thing because it would just be like, well, yeah, whatever.
whatever.
Yeah.
But if there was a woman in here that we didn't like, it would be like truly a night. It'd be a war
It
zone.
would be a
Yeah.
problem.
Because you can't like if there's a guy in here that you don't like, you can just be like, fucking shut up, Phil.
yeah, yeah.
You know,
yeah,
but if
yeah.
there's a woman in here you don't like, you have to be like, and that is an interesting point. But what I was gonna say, and sisterhood or whatever, but
Yeah.
you're a dumb bitch.
Yeah. We, for future reference, Mike, we cannot have female producers in the studio during Respectfully. It's too risky.
It's too risky.
Yeah.
Why is that an issue at the moment? But
Yeah,
I don't know
yeah.
that I can adopt that as a policy publicly.
Unless it's
Again.
Ronnie.
Yes.
Yeah, obviously, Ronnie is the ideal candidate here.
Sure,
Yeah.
but,
sure. It's
I
got to
don't-
be a.
I don't want it out in the world that we're never going to hire a female
Yeah,
producer again.
just not like you know the kind of girl we're talking
I
about.
know, but
not
we'll-
her.
Yes, I know. I understand. I understand.
please, not
The
her.
type of woman that
Yeah.
I'm going to marry, obviously.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Any girl that you would find interesting romantically or sexually
Yeah.
is off the table.
Yeah. That's a good word like that.
I don't have the sound machine, but
Wait, which one is it? This one?
yeah.
There we go. I got
Okay,
it.
so you settled in with us.
I settled in,
Yeah.
and I had never heard the show before because I think it was really early
Yeah, it
on.
was. I think it was. We had either just started putting it out or hadn't put it out yet.
Yeah,
But we've
yeah.
been
Yeah.
recording it for a while.
Yeah.
yeah, it was like one of your first times recording here, I think.
Oh, wild.
I think, but yeah, and so I just didn't know what to expect, and then just truly 10 seconds in, I went, okay,
Wow.
girl.
Okay.
Yeah, and I remember meeting Andrea for the first time. It was like last summer,
Yeah.
I think.
Imagine what the fuck
Yeah.
I was up
And
to.
Mike and I are in here just like sweating our balls off,
Yep.
trying to hang
putting
up
up the
these
lights. Yeah.
And Andrea comes in, and she's like, "I got this." I'm just like, just like putting the lights up there, I was
Using
like,
my incredible tall
"Oh,
body. Yeah.
queen."
Being powerful. Yeah. I mean, I fucked with Ronald from day one, from the jump, but you know,
Yeah.
the friendship has blossomed.
The
into
friendship has
something beautiful,
blossomed.
which is
Yeah.
ideal.
Yeah.
And I will say it was also, I had a feeling, I mean, like, obviously I wouldn't have gotten, that's why Ronnie and I were both mismatched at Betches.
Yeah.
Oh my God,
Like,
yeah.
I think that when Ronnie came in and interviewed for the internship position, I knew from the minute one, I was like, all right, this kid's a hard worker. Like, we're
Yeah.
gonna,
Yeah.
we
You're
understand
Betches
each other.
survivors.
Doesn't
We
it make you
are.
feel good
Yeah.
when someone calls you kid? They're like, Yeah, I am a heartbreaker.
Yeah.
I bet Ronnie was 18 when we met.
Yeah.
You know?
I was.
So I mean, like when Ronnie's internship was up, I wanted to hire her, and they were kind of like, "Well, we'll see if we can find the money." Blah blah blah. Which I knew that meant like fuck off. you know?
Yeah. At Betches, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But and then I honestly, like when Ronnie and I would see each other in the neighborhood because we lived down the street from each other during the pandemic
God,
and all
this
that
is
stuff.
beautiful between
I
you two.
know.
Yeah, and then once this kind of started getting going, I was like, well, like she's definitely gonna fit in with Andrea and Lizzy. She's gonna like. I figured that most of the people that we work with, there's some kind of connection there where it works, and it's kind of like in a lot of ways, Ronnie has the attitude of like kind of what I want this place to be like.
Yeah.
So
Ronnie's
I mean,
a fucking weirdo.
yes,
You have a band
but a
of
good
weirdos.
weirdo.
Yeah.
a
You have
weirdo in like a good way.
Yeah,
Not
Ronnie's
a weirdo
a freaky
where
little star.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly, like a little
So
freak.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
We're a ragtag team of little freaks.
We absolutely
I think,
are.
at our best.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
an unhinged. It's an unhinged network.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's you're.
And you know what?
Happy.
Just to say one thing, thank fucking God they didn't hire me at Betches.
Oh my
But you
god.
would
Yeah.
have,
God.
yes, but at the same time, like it would have been you and me,
Right, that's
so
true.
at least
And
it would have
yeah.
been, you know.
That was kind of always, it was like me and Mike and then like
Against
Chris
the
Burns.
world.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Against the world.
And
And then like Chris Burns, who was like, literally, I fucking hate everyone here. And I was
Yeah.
like, I like you.
yeah. So there's a few people that we kind of rolled with.
Yeah.
And those Betches years, it'll be in a book someday. But
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
like, yeah.
Yeah, I don't
mean,
have any weird resentments towards Betches.
Oh, yeah,
I
you're
don't have any
involved too.
deeply personal resentments towards those
I mean,
fucking guys.
Throw a rock in comedy or media in this city, and you're going to find people that
Someone
are
who
that have
hates
something bad to
Betches.
say about them.
Not me. I've never had an enemy.
Yeah. So wait, I have a question too, because you want to be in film. Like, it was like podcasting or just media in general. Like, was your interest in just like I want to be in media, so let's start somewhere and then see where it goes.
You want to know why I applied at Betches?
Tell us the story.
Yeah. Origin story time.
My sisters, I have two older sisters,
Mhm.
were like such Betches fans.
Ugh.
And
Connecticut.
I kind of went in my head, I went, I bet I could get a job there.
Yeah.
Is that true?
Yeah.
'Cause you-
I love that.
I went, watch me.
I love that.
because you can like whisper. You can Betches whisper. You know how to deal with those girls.
Well, it's also just like, I think I'm totally speaking for you now.
Please.
But I think when you do anything that's not like whatever the conventional job your parents wanted you to have is, it like, if you can do something that somebody in your family already respects or already likes, you can be like, see, I'm kind of like actually the real deal.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
sure,
know.
sure.
And I had just spent a year, a year before, I dropped out of college, had a manic episode,
God, you're so
went to New
bipolar. It's
Zealand.
crazy. Wow.
And Ronnie and I dropped out of the same college, famously.
Shout out go Narwhals, baby.
And
New
I-
school.
And I graduated that college.
Yeah, but
which
Parsons
is
isn't the
insane.
same.
Yeah. Sorry,
Also,
I know.
Just a quick side note. Did you know that the new school mascot is a non-binary narwhal?
Yes.
Oh my god.
I did know that.
And
That
she-
was shoved down my throat
Oh
when I
my
went there.
God.
Humiliated
I
to be
know.
associated with an institution.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it
Yeah,
sucks.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
like
it's a horrible place.
cock,
Yeah.
gayer than roller skates.
Yeah.
But what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
Right. But yeah, so I went to New Zealand, came back, moved to LA. Then I went,
Slay.
I'm gonna go to New York.
Slay.
Yeah.
Dude, she was 18.
Yeah.
I was 18 and unwell. So so after that year, I think everybody in my family was like, it's a lost cause.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was like,
Oh, you're your
watch
family's
me.
lost cause.
And I'm literally, I think I
Me and
said
you
this.
both, brother.
I
Problem
said-
child.
Yeah.
I said this
Not
on
me.
one of the other pods we recorded this week when you were there, but I'm 90% sure she showed up for the interview at Betches in overalls.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
pretty
Right.
sure,
Yeah.
if I remember right.
That's right. And you know what? I was bisexual at the time.
Yeah. Ronnie was trying things out.
Yeah.
Ronnie was growing and learning.
The other day I
Wait, hold on.
found-
I gotta ask this. Hold
Yeah.
on. I'm so sorry. Did
Tell
you ever
me.
bang any of the Betches at Betches?
No.
Oh, okay. That
There was
would've been
no
fun.
sex happening.
No.
Yeah,
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
No,
They
Yeah.
talk
general
about people that
environment.
don't like to get fucked.
Yeah.
I know.
It's the people
Yeah.
that work at Betches.
Exactly.
Yeah, sure. All right,
Yeah.
so continue.
This is just like a tangent, but I found this like thing that I drew in 2020, and it was just
Mhm.
like I was going through it, and it was just like a little page of like everything going on in my life.
Oh my god.
And
I probably have one
There
of these
wa-
types of
yeah.
things. Yeah.
there was a picture of the pansexual flag, and I sat
interesting.
there and I went, I do not remember that.
Completely
I don't remember ever being pansexual.
blacked out that whole phase.
Yeah.
But maybe the idea of it was interesting.
Yeah. So
So you're learning.
So I'm learning.
You're growing.
Yeah.
Hey, who hasn't put a pansexual flag on a vision board? You know
Right.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Just like,
Right.
just like throw it at a wall and see what sticks.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, Ronnie, I think I'm more than 10 years your senior. And during the pandemic, I went to Randall's Island with a stranger that I thought I might have sex with, who turned out abandoned his whole family. So, I can't be like, you're crazy, Ronnie.
And I had to go to rehab.
yeah. So,
what are you going to do?
Yeah.
Life is.
There are worse things to be than pansexual.
Yeah, there really are. There really are.
Absolutely.
There are like 3 worse things to be than publicly pansexual.
A woman on an island with a man she doesn't know during a global health crisis
Yeah.
is one of them.
What's up there?
Yeah. So, wow, Ronnie, you're actually leaving. What's your ideal job? Like LA job? What's Ronnie's LA Ronnie? What is like the what you
Like
would picture?
realistically, or
We're going shoot for the stars.
okay. I mean, I wanna like write and direct movies.
Okay.
That's my
Slay.
Fuck yeah.
That's my goal.
Nice.
But that it's probably gonna take a while before that happens.
Or not.
Or maybe right
I
away,
don't know.
so you can come back
Right.
and cast
You never
us.
know.
Yeah.
You shoot in New York at least.
Right.
It's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that's like the end goal, I would say.
Okay. If you were to cast us as characters in a movie, what characters would we play? Mm-hmm. An existing movie, or you choose.
No, whatever you want.
Yeah, whatever you want. You're the director.
Okay.
This is your directorial debut, centered on us, obviously.
Okay.
Because we love to be the center.
So it's a revenge plot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Already love it.
It's a revenge plot. It's a
All of
team-
Mike's ex-girlfriends are dead.
It's a team of hello. It's a
Mike Coscarelli versus the world.
I'm on the stands.
Yeah.
It's a team of vaguely bisexual women
Love
going
it.
around the world and
So far, so
assassinating
Yeah.
politicians.
I like
Love
that.
it.
That's what we're
fun.
going with.
You don't think I have this exact manic fantasy?
Right.
I literally do. I listen
Yeah.
to The Prodigy, smack my bitch up. I get on a city bike and I'm like, I'm gonna behead every white man that ruins this world. So I'm in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So?
Who dies? One of us has to die.
Oh God.
Yeah.
I think it's a.
It's me, obviously.
Oh, I thought it was me.
I was gonna say it's a double suey.
Whoa, yeah.
Yeah.
Double suey is big.
The double suey. You get.
Yeah.
It's a Thelma and Louise.
Thelma.
You get to the edge of the cliff and you go, all right, we're in
is
this
it.
together.
This is it.
This is it.
Yeah.
You'll be the last face I look at, buddy. And we'll be
Yeah.
wearing the goofy
Yeah, I
outfits.
mean, we might as well.
I'm wearing these hats.
Yeah,
actually.
Yeah.
So.
No, don't make me die in this hat. That's not my legacy in this fucking world.
People are going to think I was French.
Yeah,
Ugh.
people think I was fucking rich, which I am. So, whoops, sorry. How much of my family's money can I pay you to stay and be our babysitter? Maybe we should get Ronnie on staff. Maybe Ronnie can be the bipolar person that babysits me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you
Also not
want to
po-
be
not
Andrea's
podcast
live-in
related.
nurse?
Medical. related.
Ronnie's my medical proxy.
I mean, I do feel like a lot of times, like, rich people are just paying someone to be their friend. They're like, this is my assistant. But it's
100%.
like, yeah.
Who you just have your like
Okay.
fits at.
Yeah.
Well, let's take a little break and we'll come back and we'll fucking keep podcasting with Ronnie for the last time. Be right back. Welcome back to Respectfully Podcast, the podcast where women abandon other women. We have the goodbye episode for Ronnie of Ronnie is a Lesbian fame, but let's direct the mic to Ronnie's older brother and father figure, Mike Coscarelli.
Papa.
All right.
Whoa. Also, thank God you're a lesbian and not a straight woman, because it would be.
I know. It would be weird. It would be weird. Yeah.
Mike, what is your respectfully segment? What do you bring to the table?
Well, respect.
My ex-girlfriend. Sorry. just kidding. Alexis. Sorry.
No.
I'll edit it. I'll edit.
Not very nice.
Yeah.
Respectfully, if you bring your dog into a restaurant, get the hell out of here.
Get out of
God.
here. Yeah, Ronnie could speak on this. You've been
You guys,
living the restaurant lifestyle.
on my last day at my restaurant shop, I got bit by a dog.
Get him out of here.
Get him out of here.
And
That doggy down.
I went
By the way, who gets bit by a dog?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Maybe
like,
the universe was saying.
that like barely happens.
Yeah.
Actually, I got bit by a dog recently.
There you go. I was kind of stunned.
She
I
was at the
like-
dog show and she got a little too handsy with the chihuahua.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was crazy. And I
What type of dog?
a Great Dane.
Whoa.
Wow.
God.
Yeah.
You mean
That's
the
a big
biggest
boy.
mouth
Yeah.
on the
Yeah.
universe?
Yeah.
I was taking this man
That's such a big mouth.
Yeah,
the
it is a big
mouth,
mouth.
yeah.
That dog could swallow you whole.
Yeah.
I know. I was like taking this man's plate away,
Yeah.
and the dog was sitting next to him, and just like latched onto my hand.
This is crazy.
And I went inside, and I kind of was like, ha ha ha.
Did
I
it
just
hurt?
got bit by. No, I mean, yeah, but.
But it wasn't like trying to hurt.
yeah.
No,
it
it
wasn't
wasn't-
locking the jaw.
Yeah,
What
it
was
was
it
fine.
doing in the fucking restaurant in
Yeah,
the first
I
place?
agree.
God
Especially
only
a Great
knows.
Dane.
Oh my God.
That's
It was
fucking
like-
nuts.
It wasn't outdoor dining.
It was outdoors, but it's
But
like
I've eaten
yeah.
outdoors there. It's indoors.
Yeah, it's a
Okay.
structure, and the tables are very close together.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I went in. It's my last day, and I go inside, and I'm kind of like laughing about it. I'm like, she got bit by a dog.
Classic trauma
And
response.
yeah, right. And
Mhm.
my like absolutely terrifying woman manager
Mhm.
stands up, goes right outside, and was like, "Get out."
Slay.
Whoa.
But then I had to close them out.
oh, awkward. Why didn't she do it?
I know, I was like, don't make me do that. But
Yeah.
so the check's on the table. He puts down a card. I go up to him, and he's like, "He's never done this. I'm so sorry." And I was just like,
Yes, he has.
I know.
Yes, he
I just
has.
was like, I don't want to be in this situation. And
Yeah.
I was like, it's fine, whatever. And then, but he did leave like a really nice tip. So
I mean, he had to.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's like
You fucking better.
you
Yeah.
could have like made him put his dog down.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
had to.
Yeah,
know.
the only way to test for rabies is after the dog is dead, just so you know. So.
It's also very like it's very much the behavior of someone who's never worked in a restaurant.
Absolutely.
Because I used to work in a Japanese restaurant, so like I would have to carry a tray with like 6 bowls of ramen on it, just like the hottest food anyone's ever eaten. And there were multiple times where somebody's dog would like run in between my feet, and it's like if this tray of food falls on this dog, it'll die.
Yeah.
Just so
Yeah.
you know, it'll die.
Yeah. It's
And
the
you're
same
gonna
thing
bring
with-
your dog here.
Well, and it's also like, so I wrote that. I remember where I was where I wrote that down, and I think I was waiting to go on a date with somebody,
Mhm.
and I was waiting outside for a restaurant that didn't take reservations, but so there were a
Mhm.
couple people waiting
Yeah.
in line to get in,
Mhm.
but the place was packed.
Yeah.
It was completely full, indoor and outdoor dining, and I'm waiting in line for a table, and this couple comes up in like gym clothes
Of
with
course.
with a pretty bit, not a
Ath-
Great Dane, but like
At leisure and bringing a dog to the
Yeah.
restaurant.
God.
Absolutely.
it's like a
Wow.
French restaurant. It's
Yeah.
like not like a 5-star place, but it's not like a fucking. It's not 7-Eleven.
Put your
you know?
Lululemons away, bitch.
Yeah, so they're waiting for this table, and this dog is like right up. It's like not necessarily bothering me, but I'm just standing there, and I'm like, "What are you guys gonna bring that dog into that
It's
restaurant?"
a health
That's fucking-
violation.
yeah, I don't understand. I know that we're like people love their dogs, and I like dogs
It's too
too, but
far.
enough with the dogs.
Yeah.
All right, dogs are great. Leave them at home.
Yeah.
They can spend 2 hours alone while you go have frogwa. And fucking, that should be the end of it.
Yeah.
You shouldn't
Yeah.
need the dog next to you every hour of the day. It's insane.
Go eat an animal that was tortured to death, and then come in and home
Yeah.
to your animal that you like more than maybe
Yeah.
black people.
Yeah.
And give it a big kiss.
Yeah.
And do it in your own home
Yes.
away
Yeah.
from me.
Also, as someone who in the recent past got a partially dog-paced parasite, I'm scared of. I am now because of that experience, like anxious when animals lick me.
Yeah.
And there's other weirdos like me out here. There's people who are scared of dogs who've been like attacked by dogs.
Mhm.
Like it's just so entitled.
Yeah.
It's just beyond entitled.
Yeah, I was at a comedy club recently and I left my wallet there, sorry. And I had to go back inside after they closed. And the guy who owns the place has like a full grown but still baby German Shepherd.
Yeah, that's
So I was like in there getting my wallet and then he like brought the dog in to like run around or something. And so I'm like coming out of the green room with my wallet and this just absolute missile of a dog
yeah.
Yeah,
is
dude.
hurling towards me. And he just stands in the doorway and goes, sorry, she's a baby. And then she jumped on me and bit my arm.
God.
And I was like,
Yeah.
okay, I have to go.
People
It's
do
like-
this with kids too.
Yes.
And it's
Yes.
fucking
Yes.
annoying.
Yeah.
But it's this idea that like you have zero control over them and we should all be on guard because I'm in a fucking coffee shop. So I should have my head on a swivel
Well,
to
not
make
only-
sure that I
not
don't
only
step
that-
on your dog or your dog doesn't lunge at me.
Not only that, but we should all think it's cute.
Right.
Right,
Yeah.
yeah.
Especially with the kids. That would happen to me a lot when I worked at restaurants. People would just let their kid run around the
Yeah.
It's
restaurant.
crazy.
And we're all
Yeah.
supposed to be like,
Charmed by
look
it.
at the little man. And
Yeah.
it's like, no, he's in my way.
Right.
Yeah.
He's bothering other people who are trying to eat.
Yes.
Hold your fucking kid.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Like a kid is more like it's harder to not bring your kid somewhere. I get that.
Right.
But it is not hard to not make it like I am not your child's babysitter just
Right.
because I work at this restaurant.
Yeah. I had also, not that long ago, at the restaurant I worked at, this horrible table. It was like a 12 top. And they have these 3 little, like, genetically modified French bulldogs.
Yeah.
And this guy is like, do you have any food for the dogs? And I was like,
What?
Do we have any
No.
food for the dog?
It's a fucking restaurant.
And I'm like, "Oh, whatever. So I just walk away. And then I come back to check in on them or something. And he's like, can I order something? I'm like, sure. He's like, can I get just a plain piece of chicken boiled in
Unseasoned.
water, unseasoned?
Yeah.
And this was towards the end of me working there. And so I kind of was like giving up.
Yeah.
And I was like, let me see if the kitchen can do that. And then I just walked away and
And that's when you vape in the bathroom
And then
you
I
come
went vape
back
in the bathroom.
and you come back and you
Yeah.
go, they said, unfortunately, we can't do
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
They kind of talk to the manager. I am the manager from
Yeah.
Palestine.
Yeah.
This same table too, the guy had the dog on his lap and the dog's like up on the table.
Yeah.
with his
No,
paws.
no,
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 they
no.
They eat. They lick their own butt.
Yeah.
Get that thing
Also,
off there.
Fuck out of here.
People bring their dogs to comedy shows now
That's crazy.
because people can bring their dogs everywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, more times than I can count, I've been in the middle of a joke and a dog has started barking.
That's insane.
I've had-
And I'm supposed to be like, what a silly, funny thing.
Yeah.
Like, I'm
working. I'm literally working.
I'm in
Yeah.
the middle of working. I don't fucking want to do this. I don't want to stop what I'm saying to acknowledge the fact. And the person is like,
Oh my god.
how could I have avoided this?
Yeah.
Right.
I have literally walked dogs. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? You can walk audience members because I'm loud. I'm a loud comedian, and it's like, oh, now everyone's watching the dog leave, and I'm the
Yeah.
monster.
And the
Yeah.
same thing, people will just let the dog, because you're in a back room and the door is closed, so people will just let the dog walk around. So now, the whole front row isn't paying attention because the dog just walked over to them and now they're petting the dog. And
Yes.
it's like,
insane.
there are rules here.
Yeah.
There's a
Yeah.
system and there are rules. You can't just do whatever you want all the fucking time.
There's also something so gross about being like, my animal must be fed restaurant food, but
Yeah.
walking to past starving people on the streets in New York
right.
City.
Yes.
right.
It's so and a lot of these times these are dem lib people, so they're all pride and trans lives and black lives, and it's but your dog has a higher quality of life, and you put other people in awkward positions for this precious animal, but you
Right.
don't. You can just walk by human beings that are
Well, I mean,
Interesting.
even
interesting.
closer than that is you're making somebody who's at work have a
Right.
harder time.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
That's all. You're making somebody who has to work at this restaurant that you can afford to eat at walk around your fucking dog
Yeah, yeah.
and maybe get bit by your fucking dog.
Yeah.
Well, and it's just you don't know who's eating in that restaurant. People with dog allergies.
Yeah.
People with people that are afraid of dogs.
Incredibly anxious people.
Yeah.
If a dog bit me, I would be in my house for a week.
Yeah.
Just Googling rabies. Yeah. It's no regard for other people.
I can tell you, I don't think it's out of pocket to say, but my mom is afraid of dogs.
yeah, sure.
Yeah.
She
Yeah.
said
Yeah.
that she's afraid of dogs. So it's is it really on her to now live in a world where people just bring their dogs literally everywhere?
Yeah.
Where we
Right.
where for I don't know, at least the last 100 years, we lived in a world where restaurants were for people.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, give me a fucking break here.
Yeah, when did that happen? Restaurants are fucking zoos.
But it's the last decade or whatever,
Yeah.
especially in the city. I don't know if it's as bad in the
and
suburbs.
especially
but-
since every restaurant built an outdoor dining structure
Yeah.
during COVID, it just really blurred the lines between inside and outside.
Yeah.
Right,
yeah.
because now we just live in the slums of Rio de Janeiro.
Yeah.
With the fucking with those disgusting outdoor dining pavilions.
The other thing too is people, because at this restaurant I worked as a host first for a while, and like we had a rule for a while where it was like only service dogs were allowed inside, and they have to actually like show the certificate, whatever.
Fair.
Fair.
Right. Also, that's a crock of shit.
You get these people going, she's my emotional support dog.
Shut
Yeah.
up.
Go to hell.
Also, it's so annoying. I've also worked at a host at a restaurant. It's so annoying where it's like now your job to have this fight.
Yes.
Right.
Like I have to be like, you have to show me the paper because I worked at a restaurant that was a chain. So like they had strict rules that it was like only service animals.
Yeah.
And I could get in trouble for letting you in with your dog. So I have to be like, oh, you have to show me the thing. And then they're like, actually, legally, you can't ask me when and it's like, no, I know, but I can ask you to show me the thing.
I'm gonna lose my fucking job.
And I just am trying to do my fucking job.
Yeah.
I don't care about you. I don't care about you. I don't care about your dog. I don't care about this fucking restaurant.
Yeah.
I could care less if you got this restaurant shut down, but I do need money.
Yeah.
So can you just show me the thing?
Yeah.
Right.
I was a host at a restaurant. Can you imagine?
It's a crazy job. I have
It
to
is
say,
a job.
I think it is one of the hardest.
It's one of the hardest jobs, and it's one of the least respected jobs in the world.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
the host is always the cock.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Everyone at the restaurant thinks your life is easy.
Mhm.
Everyone
Yeah.
who comes to the restaurant thinks you just stand there all day. It's like when I was a host at a restaurant, I was dating a guy who was a server at a restaurant, and he would like literally constantly tell me to my face that I didn't have a real job. And then one day he came to the restaurant I worked at to eat, and he was like astonished by the size and like how fast our turnover was and like how much I was working. And I was like, yeah, man.
Yeah.
Did you think I was like
Hanging out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was like on my phone all day. Like it's so annoying.
Yeah.
It's literally like every time I would call in sick, the restaurant would be underwater
Yeah.
and they had no idea how to operate. And yet at the same time, I'm not getting tipped out and you think my job is fake.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
They used to make me wear heels, and I'm like, I'm already 6 feet tall.
Yeah.
They'd like make me wear heels and tell me to like be nicer, and I'm like, I mean, this is what we're dealing with.
Yeah.
It's not.
Yeah.
Look at me. So it was a true nightmare, but I agree, Mike. I'm hitting the gavel.
Yeah, 100%.
Thanks. It's behind you if you want it. Oh, I don't know where it is, but whatever.
Oh.
Gavel.
Respectfully, get the fuck out of here, Ronnie.
Mm-hmm.
What's your hot take?
That was my agree noise.
Mhm. Lizzie's gonna be reduced to just noises.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When Ronnie leaves and my abandonment issues really kick in, it's going to be no words, just noises.
Yeah. Lizzie's gonna become AI.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And again, I'm sorry if this has been done before. I don't think it has, but whatever. Respectfully, if you are a man who has a lot of female friends,
Ooh.
no.
it does not mean that you are different.
Oh.
Is this a direct shot?
Yeah.
No, it's not. It's not. It just, I'm like, it doesn't mean that you're different than the other guys.
Ronnie,
it
I
doesn't
love
mean you're a
this
good
take.
guy.
Yeah.
I love this take because this happens to me all the time.
Yeah.
Because I mainly, like, the main thing I do in my life is stand-up comedy. And the main people who do stand-up comedy are men.
Mhm.
So they become friends with me despite the fact that I'm a woman.
Mhm.
And then, okay, this is a quote that my therapist gave me. Okay, so then what they end up doing is I become their, like, surrogate girlfriend, therapist,
Yeah.
mommy.
Yeah.
And I have to, like, deal with all of their emotions all the time. And then my therapist said, just because someone's not using you for sex doesn't mean they're not using you.
Right.
And that is exactly what this is.
Yeah.
It's like, just because you're friends with women
Mhm.
doesn't mean that you're not a misogynist and doesn't mean that your friendship is equal and like good for both people.
Yeah. I mean, I learned a hard lesson of I lost some guy friends in the shrapnel of getting into a serious relationship
Yeah.
because they all started freaking the fuck out that their mommy wasn't there to like
Yes.
help them through everything.
Yeah.
And some of them were like talking shit about him in a way that was like, have you been like trying to fuck me this whole time? Or
Yeah.
like, what's this about? Like, why are you so upset about this other dude? And both of those things, it's like, oh, so you've either been like hanging around, maybe not expressly trying to fuck me, but having it kind of in the back of your mind,
Right.
or emotional
Yeah.
dialysis machine, to quote you, where
Yeah.
it's like, you know, Lizzie gets the call when someone is
Having a panic attack.
spiraling. Yeah, yeah.
Well, because I was going to say also, like, I've lost friends when I've gotten in relationships, male friends, but I've also lost male friends when they've gotten in relationships because now they have a new mommy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
And so like all of a sudden now we're not friends anymore because you don't need me anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, okay, I thought we just enjoyed each other's company.
Right.
But
Yeah.
I guess I was just being your little placeholder girlfriend
Yeah.
until you got a real one.
Yeah.
It's the worst thing is when you're like, when you like realize that one of your male friends
Yes.
wants to fuck you and you're
Yeah.
like,
It's really a huge bummer.
Yeah.
no.
And fucking asshole dudes are always like, oh, everyone wants to fuck you? Is that such a, I feel so bad for you. And I'm like, the people that want to fuck me it's the female equivalent. You'd never be psyched on it.
It's
Yeah.
also like,
You'd never be like, oh, I'm being surrounded by women I don't want to fuck. You wouldn't be complimented.
Also,
you would feel weird.
I'm allowed to be disappointed that I thought my friends thought I was funny and valuable.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
And not a hole.
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, a hole to be used in every, sexual or non-sexual. Yeah,
Yeah.
It sucks. It sucks big dick. Also, I feel like in your circles too, I feel like they're in the gens,
Sure.
it is more common for men to have a lot of female friends in it because it's like it's frowned upon to not really have women that co-sign you, I
Yeah.
think. And so they're getting from their female friends beyond all of the things that we've just said. They're having other women think that they're cool.
Yeah.
And they're using that of like, oh, I have nail polish and women are
Ugh.
comfortable around
Yeah.
me and you just a date rapist.
Ooh, the nail polish guys.
Oh,
nail
Ooh.
polish guys.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Snake in the grass.
You think you're so fucking cool.
Yeah.
Well, it's also like it's come full circle where it's like at first it was like, oh no, women might trust this guy even though he's whatever. And now I think it's come full circle where it's like, you're such a moron that you haven't figured out that women don't trust guys just because they wear nail polish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's also a misogyny in it that you don't think I know what you're up to.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know, it's like, oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, are you reading The Ethical Slut? I know you.
I wrote the ethical
yeah,
slut.
I am the ethical slut. You're trying to teach me about the ethical slut. I'll run you around the block, bitch. You
Yeah.
don't even know what I've done. Yeah, there's also just like I also imagine too, because you're attracted to women, that you are watching this like guys trying to fuck women being like, I know how these little things you're doing are affecting the women around you.
Yeah.
Get out of the hen house.
Right. Yeah. And I think it's easier because of that, like because I'm also attracted to women, like it's easier for me to see that
Yeah.
when it's like, okay, I see that you are viewing this woman as like not your friend but like a sexual object.
Yeah.
But then the other side of that is like I somehow can't see it when it's like happening to me because I'm just like
Sure.
it's so out of the realm of possibility.
Oh yeah, even though you're like, I'm not sexually an option to you, and yet you still
And
somehow
yet you are.
believe it.
Yeah.
Well, it's also just, it's not naive to believe that your friend is your friend.
Right.
You know, like it's easy. It's, for us, it's the simplest answer.
Yeah.
So it's like, of course, you're not going to notice every time because you're just like, oh yeah, this guy's my friend.
Yeah. And I'm like a scumbag police at this point because this has happened to me so many times in my life that like even a male friend will do like a fire emoji on like a thirst trappy post. And I'll be like, no. Like I'll have to like be like, I'll send screenshots and be like, is this over the line? And now do I like talk to him less to create some like distance? Like,
Yeah.
I'm like doing all these like subtle political moves just to like avoid this situation because it's just such a goddamn bummer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a question. Let me think about how to phrase this. Okay, so do you think there's a difference between like us as women having male friends and being, complimenting them and
Mhm.
like, oh, you look so good, that shirt looks red, like whatever you say. And then the opposite of that, like men doing that to women.
There is a difference.
Well, no, I know there's a difference, but I mean like
Mike's like, as a snake in the grass.
Well, I can
I-
tell you. I can tell you when I mean it as like a true compliment.
Yeah.
Like, wow, that shirt really. You look great in that. Wow, what a top. What a
Yeah.
dress. Whatever. Which I
What a
will.
top, guys.
I will say that to women,
I
like women
love-
that I'm close to.
Yeah.
You've never said what a top to me.
I've definitely complimented
Yeah,
things
actually,
you've worn
you have.
for sure,
Yeah,
in a
yeah.
way that I feel was non-sexual. And
Yeah, sure,
whatever.
sure.
So like I think you can tell as a man. I know when I'm giving that compliment, and it's meant to be like purely like, wow, what a Andrea,
My bro
great coat.
looks cool right now.
Yeah, right. My friend looks good. My friend looks cool. And there's definitely times where I have people that I have kind of like the types of relationship with that are like, maybe we could be physical or have tried being physical, but we're friends, but I don't know. There's a weird thing.
Mhm.
And there are times where it's like the fire emoji for sure.
Yeah.
Most of the time is
a
sexual.
Hey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are
Well,
you?
Hey, take a look at me.
Yeah.
I think it
You
really
know?
depends on like what your actual friendship is with the person. Like
Right.
I have friends who are guys who are so ingrained in my life as my real actual friends that there has never been a question of why they're complimenting me.
Yeah.
Like one of my friends recently, I was like, I bought new pants. We're very close, so he knows all the clothes that I have. And I showed up to a show and he was like, oh, I like the new pants. And it's like, this is a guy who is in no way, shape, or form looking at my ass.
I like the new pants. Most of the time, I think means, all right,
Yeah.
you look good.
Yeah.
But it's
way to
also
go,
just
buddy.
like, he could have said anything and it's like, well, coming from you. I have
Right.
another friend who is so close, truly like so platonic and so close that one time I was wearing like a slutty top and he was leaving a party and he whispered in my ear, he was like, just so you know, your boobs are doing exactly what you think they're doing.
Ugh.
And it was like, I was flirting with a guy and he
Yeah.
was being funny and being my friend.
Right.
Yeah,
And there was no part of me that was like, this guy wants to fuck me.
Yeah.
Because I know him. Like I genuinely, truly know him. But if it was a guy who I was a little less close with,
Yeah.
just like a hair less
hair,
close
yeah.
with, I would spend the rest of the night being like, did you hear what this fucking weirdo said about my tits?
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, I've definitely sent many screenshots or discussed stuff
Yeah.
with you being like, but then I'm like, I want my friend.
Yeah.
I had a very long-term friend when I started seriously dating my fiance. Have like a weird meltdown when we started dating, and he kept being like, he's not a man. Like it was such an interesting one. Yeah, it was like, because usually they're just like throw some sort of little like weird tantrum,
Mhm.
but it was like a very attack on like the masculinity of my boyfriend, and like almost like pussy, like he's like gay. Like it was so shocking because it was also like, oh, you're being like misogynist. You were a lefty cool guy, and now you're being scary conservative guy.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
like, were you this all along?
Well, also like the guys that Ronnie's point is about are guys who I think pretend to be more lefty cool guy than
Right.
they actually are.
yeah,
right.
yeah.
You know?
And that's another
Like-
disappointment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The biggest.
Yeah. Have you had someone in your circle? Have you had a fucking wolf in your hen house and
Oh,
been
yeah.
like, I know what you're up to?
Oh,
Yeah.
And was there ever like a reckoning for this person, or just he got to sleep with all the women and never no consequences?
I'm thinking of like two instances. I think in one case there was, and in another case there wasn't.
Did they cop to the one who it was? Did he cop to it?
Did he what?
Did he cop? Did he
I
like
mean,
admit?
they can't cop to it because they don't know their like. It's not
Yeah.
like a thing that they would ever be able to verbalize.
Yeah,
Right.
sure.
They're like so behind the ball of what's actually happening
Yeah.
that they'll never be able to be like, you know what? I was emotionally using you.
Yes.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know,
sure,
like that's
sure.
never, or
It's
like,
nuance.
or like, I will admit that I did pretend to be your friend for 2 years because I wanted to fuck you. Like that's never,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's
truth-
never happened.
The truth like never
Unless the
appears.
guy is like confessing his love to you. That's the
Yeah.
only time they've ever admitted something close to that.
Yeah.
I do feel more empathy to the latter, the like I've been
Yeah,
in
of
love
course.
with
That's a
you.
different thing.
Yeah. Because
Totally
it's
different.
still disingenuous, but it's like
But I don't think if a person is in love with you and is afraid to make a move, I think in a way they're not pretending to be your friend.
yeah.
They want to be around you.
Yeah.
They're like
Definitely.
desperately trying to be in your life
Yeah.
because they're in love with you. So that is like a different thing. It doesn't mean it's like a good thing necessarily, but it is a different thing.
Yeah.
It's not as like, oh, maybe if I wait here, something will happen. It's like, fuck, I don't know why I just need to be where you
Yeah.
are.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
And that's a far less gendered one. I've been that
Yeah,
guy
exactly,
that's just
yeah.
like,
Absolutely.
I'll just be lucky to be your
Yeah.
dorky friend.
yeah. Oh, I've for
And
sure.
maybe
been
one
that
day
guy.
you'll see me.
We've all been that. What are you
Yeah.
talking
Yeah.
about?
Yeah.
Everybody alive has been that
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That would be. Can you imagine a life there you've never been that guy?
I know.
That would be fucking.
Imagine how
nuts.
hot you'd have to be.
That's
Yeah, I
what
was
I was
gonna
thinking.
say
So
there's like
hot.
a small percentage of people that are so hot they have no idea what we're talking
Yeah.
about.
Right.
What a life. What
Yeah.
a crazy
And they're not
perspective.
listening to this because they're busy.
Yeah,
right.
being
They're on a
incredible.
yacht.
At Pilates.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's where you're going to hang out with those people in LA, Ronnie.
Yeah.
Catch me at Erewhon.
Yeah.
God.
Oh my God.
Getting the brat smoothie.
Oh, you're gonna get that fucking blue
Yeah.
smoothie that's $700.
No, I'm gonna get the Charlie XCX.
You're gonna get the Charlie
Yeah.
XCX brat smoothie. You're
Yeah.
wearing the green glasses.
Yeah.
It's happening.
It's a brat
It's
summer.
huge.
I'm excited for you
Thank
on
you.
a certain level. I think change is a good thing. I mean, do I think going to 10 different continents within a few years is a red flag? Maybe, but also
I think it's cool.
live and let live.
Thanks,
Yeah.
guys. I'm a nomad.
A lot of people do that, and it's a character building. and
As
a
someone
cool
who's
way to
never
live.
been anywhere, it's kind of boring when people bring up travel. I don't have any stories, so go for it. Do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited.
What's your biggest fear going to LA? What are we most worried about?
Good question. I think right now, my biggest fear is not finding a job.
Yeah,
Sure.
That's the most pressing thing.
that's a good one.
Yeah.
But I think in a deeper sense, it's like going crazy, which it always is.
Yeah.
Because it's like you never know what can trigger that.
Well, especially in LA, which is a place filled with people who are crazy on varying levels, but
Right.
pretending not to be crazy.
Yeah.
That's always been my problem with LA, is that everyone's like has to appear as if they have things going on all the time because it's so image based. So you get a person who's like, I'm doing that, but they're like driving an Uber, and you're like,
Yeah.
you're talking to me like you're famous and you are driving my Uber, and the cognitive dissonance that I'm seeing on a constant basis
right.
is really freaking me the fuck out.
Yeah.
Well, I think your fear would be more like valid and no fear we had for you if you weren't going with someone who knows you so
100%.
well.
Yes.
So
Right.
like, because I do think
Absolutely.
when you like, if you move somewhere by yourself and you're around strangers, they won't know if you're being crazy because they don't know you.
Yeah.
They don't know
Yeah.
what the crazy version of you is. They're
Yeah.
just like, Ronnie's interesting.
Right.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
But if you're there with someone who knows you, they can be like, okay, this is a lot.
Let's take the Lamictal up a few hundred mils.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Or whatever you're doing over there.
I'm actually doing nothing these days.
Oh,
Great.
no, this whole thing is Ronnie.
Great.
Okay.
That's great.
No, but it's
fine.
It's
Yeah.
fine.
It's fine.
It's going well. I'm in
You'll be
therapy.
fine. Yeah. No, I'm not worried about you, Ronnie. I'm a little worried about you, Ronnie,
Eh,
but
you
that's I'll charter.
I'm not.
I'll charter.
I think you're
Okay.
gonna be fine.
Thanks,
yeah,
buddy.
I mean, also like I got some friends in LA. I'll hook you up with some good bitches in LA. And yeah,
Yeah.
I think a way to survive in LA or thrive in LA is to have a core group, as is New York.
Totally.
And you're such a lovely and well-loved person that I think you could find that pretty easily wherever you go. So,
Thanks.
Also, like, you can always come back.
Right.
right.
You're not going to the moon.
Or like
no, not yet.
always not go.
One day.
I'll float this out. Always not go. Maybe
Yeah,
not go.
I know. I
Also
think it's
maybe not go.
too late for that,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
I think so too, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But I did
But
have that thought.
It's a nice try, Andrea.
Yeah. I'll pull out all the stops. I've tried to bribe her. But I mean, Ronnie, it's been real.
Yeah.
Do you have
we
any
love
final-
you, Ronald.
We love,
I love
you.
you
Do you have any
guys.
final thoughts for us?
My
Any
boys.
feelings? Yeah.
I do. I think I mean I'm like I also like I feel like I've like watched your guys' show grow and
Thanks, buddy.
I'm proud of you. And I think
Thanks.
the future's bright.
Thanks,
So-
buddy.
I'm proud of you, Ronnie.
I'm
I think
proud
you're
of you,
doing the
Ronnie.
right thing.
Thanks.
And we're proud of you,
guys.
Mike, and sorry for your loss.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah. As a fellow, many times in my life, podcast producer,
Yeah.
podcasting is like, it's an interesting thing to work. Creative fields in general are interesting to work at in the sense that people that you work with are usually your friends in like a
Yeah.
pretty deep capacity. And it's
Mm.
creative people. So they share, there's a closeness that's maybe different than like working at, a bank or
Yeah, it's
whatever
intimate.
it may
It's
be.
intimate.
Yeah.
It's very intimate. And also like when you're a producer, it falls on you to like do everything and get everything done, and people are difficult, and like it's just to have a down home bitch with you being like, this is fucking crazy.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
very
Yeah,
valuable.
it's always a
So
help.
we'll miss you for that.
I'll miss you guys so much.
but
But I'll be listening every week. Don't worry.
Will you? We'll do
Yeah.
little Easter eggs
Yeah.
for
Oh my
you.
God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll test you.
Speak to
Yeah.
me in code.
In the middle of an episode, I'm going to be like, Ronnie, text me the word fire escape. If you're listening.
Yeah.
And then if you
yes.
don't, I'll cry.
Okay. Yeah.
I'll emit like a bipolar tone, like a frequency that other people can't hear.
Yeah, like a
And
dog
then-
whistle.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
you just send it
Like
back
a dog
to me.
whistle.
Yeah. I will say this bipolar before we exit. I was listening to one of our early episodes, and to this point, like the show has just become so like its own thing, and I'm really proud of it and feel really good about it. The early episodes are much more like loose and wild because we had less structure and less sort of like direction, as is the beginning of developing any show. The Macklemore episode.
Yeah.
I am so wildly
I know.
nuts.
I know.
That was a good one.
A formal apology
Thank
to you
you.
as a friend.
Thank you.
Lizzy is.
Was that when we were doing the fat bastard thing?
Yes,
Yeah.
I was like
Yeah.
telling people that they can fuck people from 12-step
Yeah.
meetings.
There was a
and-
minute in that episode where I had to be like, actually stop.
Yeah. It was. I was like, there's like a tone. There's like a
Yeah.
tone in my voice and like a boundary pushing side of me that I'm like, God, my meds needed to be up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Well, I told
You
you.
were Tony,
you told
Tony
me.
Hinchcliffing real bad.
I know. And you told me, and it took me maybe a year and change to listen, but I apologize and thank you.
Yeah, well, you know, what are you going to do?
All right, I'll take that as an apology accepted.
That's how people with intimacy issues do that. I'm like, okay,
Literally whatever.
Yeah.
whatever. It's
Sure.
over. Why are we talking
Yeah,
about
we don't
it?
need to talk about it. We don't need
Then
to.
like Ronnie's leaving, and I'm like, okay, go.
Fine.
God.
Go. Just
Idiot.
go. Ronnie's like a dog that we sent out of
Yeah.
a barn.
I'm like, get out of here. You smell.
yeah. I don't even,
Whatever.
I don't even want you here.
I don't.
anymore.
I,
you- I
I
love
didn't even
you
think I was gonna
too.
like you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I
Hey,
loved
bitch.
you.
Now our beef starts.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now we. Oh, yeah. You can't leave me if we have public beef.
Right, that's true.
Season
Yeah.
2 of Respectfully, the
Yeah.
public beef season.
I love that.
I mean, I couldn't even do it. I'd be like, I don't
me
know.
neither.
I don't know.
Me neither.
I love your smile. I mean, just kidding. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Ronnie, it's been real. We'll see you in
Really,
the
you
World
guys.
Wide
Have a
Web.
great summer.
Have a great summer.
Thanks.
Yeah. And you know, I'll see you on TikTok at 2 a.m.
Yeah, you better
See
keep
me
sending me
around.
TikToks.
Oh my god, I
Yeah.
absolutely will. Are you guys coming to my party on Monday?
Yeah. Yeah, we
Yeah.
are. Yeah.
We'll be there.
Yeah.
See, I swear to God.
What did I agree to do on Monday? I'll come.
Okay.
I'll make it. I'll
Whatever
make
it is,
happen.
cancel it.
That's
Yeah.
what I'm doing.
Yeah. Lizzy's got a funeral to go to, but
Oh, wow.
canceled.
Cancel.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm coming. I'm coming.
Okay.
Let's fucking go.
Bar show.
Yay.
All right, guys. This has been real. Bye, Ronnie.
Bye, Ronnie.
Lizzy, I saw you ready with that like 10 minutes ago.
I was